There's new leadership at the UA Extension Service. Plus, we're going to tell you how you can get free nematode testing right here in Arkansas. All that plus a lot more on today's episode of the Arkansas AgCast, which starts right now.
You're listening to the Arkansas AgCast, where we discuss the latest news, trends, and issues impacting Arkansas farmers and ranchers. Our show is brought to you by the Arkansas Farm Bureau Federation and hosted by Jason Brown and John Nickman.
Hello, it's Thursday.
It is, and we're back in the studio again.
Heck yeah, we are.
Headphones and everything.
Yeah. It's taking a little bit of time to get everything back adjusted.
Yeah.
Mostly because you and I are picky.
Mainly me.
But we're back. Brian is with us again this week.
I am.
Which we are glad for. Very glad for.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And it's the last show before Halloween. I was trying to think about
Is it? Yeah.
Halloween weekend, but it's not really. So yeah, and probably the most important thing, there's rain on the way.
That's what I heard, and I didn't believe it.
It's been a little dodgy. It looked really rainy outside, and I looked, and it looks like everything's gonna stay right west of us here in Little Rock, at least for this Thursday afternoon rain. But
yeah, at least at the moment. But
it's kind of gloomy outside, like it wants to rain. But
yes.
Yeah. I think that the radar looks like it's gonna get by us, but I've been watching a little bit, and it sounds like we may get a couple of inches here in Little Rock. Northwest and north central Arkansas are going to get the biggest amount. But anyway, we will take it.
Yeah, we need every bit we can get.
I saw several farmers, cattle farmers on Instagram today, oddly enough, like dusty pastures and things like that, saying how much they're hoping for this round of rain. So anyway.
Well, my yard would be very excited if we got some rain.
Same here.
Have you asked it?
It screams at me every time I get home. Help. And I just keep on walking.
Well, I told you, I quit watering at the beginning of October. And when I did, then it went back up into the summer again. So I don't know. My grass is just dead. But anyway. Well, speaking of yards and neighborhoods, it's Halloween. What are you guys dressing up as on Tuesday?
I don't have any plans. I think Anthony is going to be, at least at daycare, I believe he's going to be Chucky from the Rugrats.
Okay, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, but we also talked about him being the actual Chucky from
I thought that's where you headed at first.
Yeah.
Well, we did. I think that came
scary.
up last week for a second.
Yeah.
Because we talked about art imitating life. And we ended up.
You know, I saw a tweet. It was a picture in a toy store, and it was of a box, like the Chucky box.
Yeah.
And it was empty.
Uh-huh.
And the guy
That's
the guy that posted said, "This is wrong.
Yeah.
It's very, very wrong."
What if he just came back sometimes and it was back in the box?
Yes.
Oh.
And then you left and
Yeah.
No thanks. Yeah, I don't know. Are y'all taking the grandkids, or do they sort of do that on their own?
Well, I'm going to be lame this year.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, my costume is going to be director of tech for resolutions.
That's fair.
So
you'll be down there.
I'll
won't
actually
you?
be out of town that night.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, that's okay. Show must go on.
True.
Or you could always just dress up at resolutions
in a
costume.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
so
might. So,
I mean, there's
who knows?
that.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. We have, we're at that age where my daughter chooses her own costume.
Yeah.
And she chose Little Red Riding Hood, so classic.
Cool.
Very nice.
And the dog is going to be the Big Bad Wolf. So it's bound
That's
to
great.
be pretty cute.
See, I love that. That's everybody's always wanting to dress up like a superhero
Yeah.
or something really gothic or something. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
I thought that was
What are
pretty
you
fun.
going to be?
I've been told that I could possibly end up playing the part of either the woodsman from Little Red Riding Hood or the other star of the show. The grandmother.
I vote grandmother. Come on.
I'll tell you guys this. If it is grandmother, I will not send you a photo of that. No, I'll have some photo documentation so y'all can have fun.
That
with
is great.
I'm really crossing my fingers for Woodsman. Yeah, that's still up for debate in my house. But we're talking about weather, or we're talking about the rain. We're talking about Halloween.
Yeah.
And have you guys seen speaking of Halloween, the temperatures for Halloween?
I have not.
Like they're saying it might not get out of the 40s Monday and Tuesday.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, we're about to have an about face Sunday night.
Wow.
No, it's the weekend after that. The lows are like 40s.
Yeah. No, they're seriously. They're like, we're maybe a freeze Tuesday night.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, a deep freeze for some in Arkansas that will be. They called it a killing freeze, which I mean, I guess is taking your plants.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad about that grass. You know.
I mean, if it doesn't come back, I feel pretty bad.
Well, there's that. We'll all be over there laying sod. With
Yeah, you will.
But anyway, yeah, it's gonna get chilly. I'm ready. That makes me think of something. Cold weather.
Chili soup?
Nothing like some good chili soup, right?
And how'd you know we were going to transition to food?
Yeah, he knew it, didn't he?
That's what we do.
Yeah. It makes me
We've
wonder.
already broken out the chili.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We already did it this year.
Okay.
So,
well,
we started
it was
last
cooler
week,
before. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, so you did.
Yeah. It was great.
We had it about
And
2
it had-
weeks ago, I think.
And it had beans in it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It did.
I
Yeah.
thought it
was
would.
good.
Yeah, we had beans in ours.
Okay, good. I'm going to make some this weekend, I think. It'll be too warm for it this weekend, but I'm going to use the extra time to
Get some practice.
and maybe
chili
have
making.
maybe save it for Monday. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always like to go to chili. My wife is not as big of a fan of chili. So if y'all got some soup recommendations that are not chili, she likes taco soup.
Yeah.
But not soup or not chili or taco soup. I'm all ears.
So taco soup, do you put everything in it?
Yeah, generally.
Yeah.
Even corn.
That's
Yeah.
That's kind of it's a vegetable soup, but you just put everything in there.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Does she like vegetable soup?
Not really.
'Cause it's similar to chili to some extent. It's just vegetables.
Vegetables without the protein.
But
So, anyway.
I think we talked about this before the show started. Mary Louise made like a chicken noodle soup, but instead of egg noodles, it was with orzo.
Oh,
That pasta kind of looks like rice.
Yes. Yeah.
And it is really good. I'm still
Really?
eating on it, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd like to try that.
Yeah,
then.
it's great.
That's a
I would
great
do that.
one. Rotisserie? Can you use a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store or something? Okay.
I think she may have boiled her own chicken, but if I was going to cook it,
You'd go get the rotisserie.
yeah,
Okay.
because I'm lazy.
That's a good one. I like that.
Hence the grass.
Yeah, that's the struggle of my grasses having. Right
So
now.
I'm the cook generally in my house, and last year I realized that I had never made chicken dumplings. And so I tried my hand at that, and Heather makes fun of me because I generally will take the long road, especially when it comes to cooking.
Yeah.
Like the rotisserie chicken, generally not my style. Rotisserie chickens are just too good, so I would do that. But I made my own dumplings. Is where I'm headed with this.
Nice.
Well, that's what I thought, but they came out about the size of a softball. So like the pot's sort of boiling over. And
Yeah.
So, but somebody had told me that there's a great frozen dumpling at the grocery store that you can get. Mrs. B's, I think.
Oh.
And I might give that a shot too.
I would recommend looking at the Pioneer Woman's recipe.
Really?
We're not sponsored by her.
Yeah,
but,
sure. No.
she's got a chicken and dumpling recipe that actually has cornmeal in the chicken and dumplings,
Oh, interesting.
and it just kind of gives it a little bit different texture.
a little thicker. See, I like thicker soups. Like I don't like. I don't know. I like. So I could assume that's what the corn. One of the things.
No,
the
it
cornmeal
would.
does.
It was in the actual dumpling.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
okay,
like
I
the
got
dumpling, you make it the same way you usually do. You just add a little cornmeal into it, and it gives it a little bit more of a texture to it.
you. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something
Well,
different. It's pretty good.
We've got this recipe that my wife picked up when she lived in Pennsylvania. That now that it's getting colder, we're going to break that out again, and I can't wait because it's a crock pot recipe, but it's like slow roasted pork.
Oh, wow.
And kielbasa and kraut. and you have sourdough bread and mashed potatoes, and so you pull all that out and put it together. Oh man, it is so good.
You might need to
It's so
send me
good.
that. My wife loves sauerkraut.
This
and I
this
don't,
recipe
but-
is incredible.
Yeah,
it's
really?
really good.
Okay.
It's kind of a Pittsburgh style recipe.
Yeah,
it's really,
yeah.
really good. You'll like it.
Okay, yeah. I want.
What about a chowder? Big chowder
Big
guy?
fan.
Yeah,
Big fan.
I love chowder. It's
That'd be
good.
a way to go.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
We did. So the first soup experience we did, it was a few weeks ago when it was kind of chilly, and we did tomato soup. I say tomato bisque and grilled cheese.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, the grocery store in my neighborhood has this loaf. It's croissant loaf, like into sandwich slices, and made grilled cheese with
I
that.
bet that was good.
Man,
Big croissant guy.
yeah. So anyway, all right, I'm starving now, but we y'all have got me thinking about some different different cold weather recipes
Well, you'll be
and ideas.
happy to know I did not bring food to eat in front of you this time. So
Good. We don't have to listen.
we
to
can continue on. It's all good.
Well, good. Although I do need a snack, so I might have asked you for a bite, a little nibble. All right. Well, let's dig on in to the show here.
Okay.
How about that? A couple things just to talk about as we get ready, before we move into the news. Rather, dates have been set for the 2023 fall abandoned pesticide disposal program collection program. November 1st. All these are next week. So November 1st is in Craighead County, and that's at the Simplot facility on Highway 18 in Lake City. November 2nd, which I believe is next Thursday, is Poinsett County, and that's at 751 Northeast Street in Harrisburg. And then November 3rd is the last one, and that would be in Mississippi County Nutrient Ag facility there in Manila. So if you want to participate in that abandoned pesticide disposal program, there's some good options for you next week in Northeast Arkansas. And then the other thing I had was this. There's a program that American Farm Bureau puts on called Women's Communications Boot Camp.
Yeah.
And our friend Rachel Bearden of Hot Spring County graduated from the Women's Communications Boot Camp last week. So we just want to give her a shout out, say congrats.
Congratulations.
That is a pretty intense 4-day course that helps you prep for messaging about agriculture, working with media, things like that. As the resident PR team members, Brian and I can tell you for sure that we very much appreciate folks who have been through that media training.
Y'all can be difficult
really
to
helpful.
deal with.
We can be. So, if you'll just get together and act right, we'll be a little better.
It's our fault, not theirs.
But part of that class, she was part of the class with 15 total graduates. So congrats, Rachel. Very proud of you and glad for you doing that. Do you want to knock this next one out?
Sure.
I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but just as a reminder.
Heads up for members, our small ruminants commodity division. U of A division of ag looking to evaluate the state's sheep and goat industry and needs our help. I think we spoke about this, last time?
Last week, I think. Yeah.
They built an online survey, like we talked about the other day, for Arkansas sheep and goat producers. The survey takes somewhere around 10, 20 minutes to complete, and all responses will remain anonymous. The survey is open until October 30th. You can find it at the Division of Agriculture Small Ruminant blog, or you can participate virtually. A few dates left. You can find the schedule at uaex.uada.edu.
Yep.
And I think that's a great thing they're doing because how new, I guess expansive. I'm sure goats and sheep small ruminants have always been here to some extent, but to the size that sector of ag has gotten now, it's I think this really shows that how big it's gotten.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are paying attention to it.
Putting this focus on providing better support for those producers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's excellent.
Needed support.
So just a quick reminder, that's October the 30th is the deadline, which is Monday, uaex.uada.edu. You can find the survey there. So go, make your thoughts known, and hopefully you'll benefit from that. All right, we've got crop quality and harvest updates next.
How long do you think we'll keep doing this segment of the show?
Well, it's funny
until
you
next
ask.
year.
It's funny you ask. I thought I wrote that in there somewhere.
I got ahead of you.
I think no. I think that we have until Thanksgiving.
Oh wow! I'll write that down.
I could be wrong about that.
We'll see.
We'll see how much rain we get. I think if we're still going at Thanksgiving, we'll be pretty sad about it. But I think we do have 2 or 3 weeks.
Every once in a while, you got somebody cutting beans after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So here we are as we begin to wind down this reporting on the show, at least for a couple months.
Yeah.
We'll be back with prospective planning and things like that at the beginning of the year. I saw a stat this week that I thought was worth noting. More than 65% of topsoil moisture in Arkansas is in short or very short status. Furthermore, the subsoil moisture rates are even worse off. So if it's raining where you are today, we talked about the rain a minute ago, let's be thankful for that.
Yeah.
Hope it doesn't mess up harvest for everybody in the process. But we hope you get just the amount of rain that you need, if you need it.
Yeah.
I have seen a couple of burn bans starting to pop back up this week too. So, all right, well, let's kick off this week with the state's corn crop. As predicted last week on the show, we are officially done. USDA's report said 100%. So,
good.
We had that
close.
Right. Yeah. Looking at rice, we're almost there with 96% harvested according to USDA. That's a really short jump from last week. So I think I'll bet you a cup of coffee that rice will be officially done by USDA's count.
Is that when we do this show office coffee
week.
or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll bring it right to you.
I'll take that deal.
Soybeans are at 80% harvested, a good jump over last week, but it's starting to slow down also a little bit. We'll have to see how the rain impacts things in the next 7 days. I think we do have a lot of rain chances between now and 7 days and into next week. But we're getting close. No crop condition reported on corn, rice, or soybeans this week. Cotton is sitting at 70%, a good 15% jump from last week. We've slowed down to meet last year's pace and pretty close to the 5-year mark, too, at this point.
Yeah.
No quality reporting from USDA this week on cotton either, which means that we are winding down progress there also. We'll wrap up with peanuts today with 90% of the crop rated good to excellent. Harvest rocks on with 96% dug and 48% harvested. Harvest seemed to slow down a bit this week, but we remain ahead of last year's pace and the 5-year too. Believe it or not, we've seen some improvement with the river level. Speaking specifically about the Memphis port here, I texted you yesterday and said the river is up 2 feet over last week.
He said, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I said, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it said it was up. I looked at it too. I'm guessing some rain came from the north, or
it's on the nose. I think, if I remember correctly, we were at minus 11.81 last week, and it's minus 9.81 this week. So that would be up 2 feet. Quick math there. But the National Weather Service is projecting more good news as we cruise into November. So with the river forecast to reach minus 8.1 at Memphis by November the 7th.
I hope so.
So let's hope that holds true.
Yeah.
Some improvement there.
Well, you want to get to the news?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll start us off. This has hit state and national news here, what I'm reporting. Foreign ownership of land has been a hot topic across the country for a while now, and since a new law signed by Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders earlier this year prohibited Chinese entities from owning land in Arkansas, the state finds itself at the forefront of the issue. Last week, the state of Arkansas ordered Chinese-owned Syngenta Seeds and its subsidiary Northrop King Seed Company to sell land holdings in Craighead County. Also, the company was ordered to pay $280,000 for failing to file paperwork in a timely manner notifying the state of its land holdings. Although Arkansas is the first state to make such an order, Congress has also made efforts to regulate Chinese-owned agricultural assets. A similar situation was reported in North Dakota, where Air Force officials claimed the construction of a new corn mill owned by a Chinese company was too close to their air base in Grand Forks. According to the USDA, China businesses and investors own about 380,000 acres in the U.S. However, until now, companies such as Syngenta Seed and Smithfield Foods, also owned by a Chinese company, have been left alone. Governor Sanders was quoted saying, "Seeds are technology. Chinese state-owned corporations filter that technology back to their homeland, stealing American research and telling our enemies how to target American farms." She also noted that ChemChina, which is a state-owned company that purchased Syngenta back in 2017 for $43 million, is on a Department of Defense watch list of Chinese military companies posing a clear threat to our state. Arkansas is requiring Syngenta's subsidiary, Northrop King, to sell the land within the next 2 years. Also, the $280,000 fine is 25% of the value of the company's 1.12 million acreage holdings. As you can already guess, Syngenta made a statement criticizing the move, and I quote, "The order for Syngenta to divest itself of 160 acres of agricultural land in Craighead County, which the company has owned since 1988, is a short-sighted action that fails to account for the effects of such an action, intended or not, on the U.S. agricultural market. Our people in Arkansas are Americans, led by Americans who care deeply about serving Arkansas farmers. This action hurts Arkansas farmers more than anyone else." They also said, and quote, "No one from China has ever directed any Syngenta executive to buy, lease, or otherwise engage in land acquisition in the United States." So, like I said, that has made some headlines.
Yeah, quite a bit.
And, we've been talking about this this kind of subject for over a year in a lot of different venues, but this is kind of the first big action other than the law being passed back in the spring.
Yeah, I believe I read this accurately, so I want to make that disclaimer, but I believe that this was the first action taken by a state with any of these sort of foreign-owned land laws around the country. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out for sure. This is one of those stories, too, I should mention, that happened. If you watched last week's episode, then we recorded on Tuesday morning at the fair. This is one of those stories. I think this literally came out on Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure and circle back and grab it. But, if you're interested in how much land China owns in Arkansas, we have a handy-dandy ag insider.
Yeah, and not only China, but it's all foreign entity-owned land in the country, but also in the state.
Yeah, agricultural land.
Yeah, agricultural land, excuse me. And the concern here are those countries that Sarah Huckabee kind of mentions, but those aren't particularly countries you'd think would own the most land, specifically in Arkansas. Let's just start there or stay there. Yeah. Just think forestry. I won't ruin it for you.
Yeah. You can find those at arfb.com. Click down the agriculture tab at the top of the page, and you'll see Ag Insider in that menu. If you'll click right on that, it'll take you there. Or you can just use the search bar, and foreign-owned land, I'm sure, would pop it up as well.
Yeah, and we put up articles about every month, so...
Yeah, there you go. How about that? All right, we've got some exciting news from Lake City, Arkansas, by the way, the Sunbelt Ag Expo in Georgia last week. Again, this is one of those that sort of happened after we recorded the show, so we wanted to circle back here and bring it to you. We're proud to tell you that Steve Cobb of Lake City, Arkansas, has been selected as the overall winner of the Sunbelt Ag Expo Southeastern Farmer of the Year Award for 2023. Cobb Farms is a partnership enterprise that began over 50 years ago in Craighead County. Today, on a total of 4,500 acres, it grows row crops, produce, and show pigs.
Oh, wow. That's diverse.
Yeah, it is. 3 entities make up the partnership. The Steve Cobb and family is a leading show pig leading show pig operation that produces 1,000+ show pigs a year, as well as breeding stock for club pig production. Cane Island Farms oversees the row crop side of things. And then Cane Island Produce produces vegetables, specializing in year-round greenhouse tomatoes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go, right down your alley.
Yeah.
Specialty crops. Cobb is the Cobb Partnership operation is managed by Steve and Terry's son, Aaron, and his wife, Cassandra, daughter, Leslie Lyerly, and her husband, Eric, and longtime employee, friend, and now partner, Darren Owens, and his wife, Leanne Owens, and their daughter, Taylor, and her husband, Kyle Outlaw. Cobb is a longtime member of Farm Bureau and a supporter of the local Buffalo Island Central FFA chapter. He has also served on the National Swine Registry Board of Directors and Executive Committee. He serves on the board of the American Yorkshire Club and also judges championship show hog events all over the country. This is the 33rd year for the Southeastern Farmer of the Year Award. Steve Cobb was selected for the honor by 3 judges out of 10 state Farm Family of the Year winners who participated in this award process.
That's crazy. Well, congratulations, first off, but I'm just kind of amazed by how diverse their operation is.
I went to that luncheon
really impressive.
last year when they won Arkansas Farm Family of the Year. I'm sorry, that may have been the year before last. Yeah, 2 years ago. We're off a year because of COVID. But anyway, I went to the luncheon and was truly amazed hearing some of the stats and information of the diversity right there in Craighead County. Pretty fascinating.
That's hard. That's a lot to manage, and
Yeah.
you don't see a whole lot of row crop farmers judging show pigs
Or
raising
growing
show
tomatoes.
pigs or growing tomatoes. Any of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Well, let's take a short break from the news to hear a reminder about keeping rural roads safe this time of year.
Arkansas farmers and ranchers work 7 days a week. That means when you hit the road, you may be sharing it with farm equipment, especially if you're traveling along rural roads and county highways. Farm equipment moves slower than our pickup trucks and minivans. They may not have the safety lights and turn signals of our family vehicles either. The trucks and tractors moving down the road need extra room to make turns, cross bridges, and move through intersections too. We all get in a hurry sometimes, but it's important that we all stay safe, no matter if we're headed to buy groceries or grow them. So next time you're cruising past a pasture or field, keep an eye out for farmers. They'll be sure to keep an eye out for you too. If we all work together, we can make sure Arkansas is cultivating safe roads.
It's so important that we work together to keep each other safe on the roads. This time of year, you may find yourself on the road with a farmer moving hay or moving large equipment, especially in rural Arkansas. Let's just all be sure to help one another cultivate safe roads. Now let's get back to the news.
How about it? Oh, I'll make a point. There is a great video about the Cobb Lyerly Owens farm on our YouTube channel. If you're interested to see more, or our listeners want to see more about them, it's there and it's pretty cool. All right, sorry to interrupt with that.
Oh, it's fine.
All right, I'm going to wrap up my portion of the show with some news about how farmers might get a little relief from a challenge in the field at no cost to the farmer. The Arkansas Soybean Promotion Board provides free nematode tests for farmers, a continuation of its partnership with the UA Extension Service. The complimentary soybean nematode tests are offered through a grant made available by the Soybean Checkoff Dollars. For our non-farmer listeners and viewers, that funny-sounding word, nematode, has a really detrimental impact on both small plots and large fields.
Yeah.
In susceptible crop varieties, the consequences can include up to a 90% reduction in yield in small plots, 50% in strip trials, and 25 to 35% in field-wide commercial production fields. So that's quite the impact there. Producers, if you're interested in having this test done, you can certainly claim your free test by contacting your county extension agent. Again, this is all done through the Soybean Promotion Board, Soybean Checkoff Dollars.
Yeah, it's a great program.
And one of the things I read is this is a test. This nematode testing is always something you have to pay for if you do it through a private company.
Yeah.
So to have this made available at no cost is great.
Promotion dollars at work. I mean, it's going towards something that's useful to you.
There it is. Yep, exactly. So, all right.
All right. I'm going to stay within that kind of University of Arkansas
How about
lane
it?
here.
Yeah.
But last but not least, the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture has named a new extension director.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tuesday, the university announced that Dr. John Anderson of Stone County was named the Senior Associate Vice President Extension for the U of A's System Division of Agriculture. Anderson will begin his new position on January 2nd, 2024. As Director of Extension, Anderson will oversee the Extension Land Grant Outreach Mission across all 75 counties in Arkansas.
Nice.
DQ Fields, a good friend of ours, Vice President of Agriculture for the University of Arkansas System, was quoted saying, with his broad experience, outstanding record of innovation and achievements, and just plain enthusiasm for the outreach mission, John is set to strengthen the work the Cooperative Extension Service is doing to improve lives in Arkansas. John's background in agriculture, economics, and policy will be a great use as a leader for the Extension Service.
Yep.
And just a little bit about John's background. It's extensive, so I shouldn't say a little.
Yeah.
Anderson, who grew up on a beef cattle and broiler farm in Timbo, Arkansas, has extensive experience in agriculture. He has been head of the Agricultural Economics and Agribusiness Department since January 2020, which I am an alumnus of.
Yeah, how about that?
With appointments in both the Bumpers College of Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences and the Division of Agriculture. He is also head of the Friar Price Risk Management Center of Excellence, which was just started just a few years ago. He's the first one to head it up.
To head that up,
Yeah.
I remember.
Before that, he worked for the American Farm Bureau in Washington and is a veteran of the U.S. Army Reserve. That is something I didn't know about, John.
Yeah, I didn't either.
For more than 20 years, Anderson has worked as an agricultural economist in both academic and industry positions. His work has involved describing and assessing the farm and agricultural sector level impacts of policy, regulatory, and market developments across a wide variety of agricultural commodities and markets. Anderson has served as a faculty member with primary appointments and extension at not only the University of Kentucky, but also Mississippi State University.
All right.
And a little bit about his education. Anderson has a BS in agribusiness from the College of the Ozarks, a Master of Science in Agriculture degree from Arkansas State University, your alumni.
Yeah, go Red Wolves.
And a PhD in agricultural economics from Oklahoma State University. He also recently went back to school to earn a master's degree in Christian leadership from the Dallas Theology Seminary in 2020.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Earlier this year, Anderson was elected to become the next president of the Southern Agricultural Economics Association, a role in which he will continue. The man has a resume. So I know John fairly well. We used to work together when I was at Extension, and he's a big smallmouth fisherman.
Oh, really?
I don't know how he finds time to do it.
Yeah, no doubt. I was
But,
just about to ask.
Congratulations! I'm really happy for him. We worked with their department quite a bit. All those ag economists that he hired.
I think I remember
and he
that,
built.
yeah.
He hired a bunch of new people there, and they've done a really good job. And although I'm happy for him to in his new role, I'm going to miss him as department
Big
head.
hole over there. Yeah,
I'm sure they'll find somebody great, but he did a wonderful job.
I remember the first time I met him a couple years ago when all that flooding happened down in Deshae County, and I asked him, about, hey, do you know about how, what the damage is? Have you put dollars to cents? And he kind of chuckled. And USDA had put no info out yet.
Yeah.
And he had it all lined out. I mean, it was real. I was so impressed by him.
Yeah, I think he worked on a lot of that, hurricane stuff that came through, whether it was Katrina or, there was a lot of talk about that when I was at Extension too.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Nice. Well, we're wrapped up with the news.
Yay.
What do you have for us today, Ron?
Oh, you're ready for that, are you?
I'm not.
I know you've missed me. You missed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something says this is going to be kind of spooky.
It's time once again for
Yes, that's back. I
I
missed
missed
that
it
last week.
Yeah.
Of course it's back. I mean,
Were we saying the same thing?
Jinx.
Okay.
Oh, me.
Let's solve these riddles, shall we?
Oh,
Oh,
not
God,
riddles.
riddles.
What has 4 letters, sometimes 9 letters, but never has 5 letters?
4 letters.
What has 4 letters, sometimes 9 letters, but never has 5 letters?
What and sometimes? I don't know.
You're on the right path.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not.
Huh. Well, what has 4?
What has 4?
Sometimes has
Sometimes 9.
9. But does not have 5. It has 3.
Oh, I didn't say.
Oh,
no.
okay. I'm misunderstanding.
But never has 5 letters.
But never has 5. That's
See?
the whole riddle was in the
The
question.
whole riddle
Look at
was
that
in
Is
right
the
there.
answer?
Did I say
Yeah.
it was a question?
No, you did not. You said it was a riddle.
See.
Listen,
All right.
I gotta listen better.
You ready for number 2?
I say that all the time to my kids.
Here we go. Penny has 5 children. The first is named January. Second kid is February. Her third child is March. Fourth is April. What is the name of the fifth?
I mean,
What?
does it? Yeah, there you go.
He is on cue today.
I'm
See,
on my
I
ridiculous dad joke
did
riddle.
not exactly. These are all dad jokes.
I haven't been a dad long enough, I guess.
I didn't say these were questions.
Yeah.
I said they're riddles.
Yeah.
Now this one is a question.
Okay.
What disappears as soon as you say its name?
Oh, I feel like we've
Yeah, you've done this one before, I think.
Have
so
I?
you would think that we would know it. What disappears?
I've been trying to throw some in that you've heard before.
as
just
soon
to see
as
if
as soon as you say its name. What disappears as soon as you say its name? That's not making the answer come to me. I am tossing the towel in.
Silence.
Good one.
So,
Good one.
Well, there
That's
you
a
go.
good one.
all right.
All right. Well, we're looking. You love that. That's your favorite part.
Stump John every week. That's what it should be called.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty fun.
About like my fantasy football team.
Yeah, well, you and me both, brother. All right. Well, that wraps up the news for this week. Thanks for following along with the Arkansas AgCast. We're grateful for you taking the time to watch and listen.
Remember, you can catch new episodes of the show every Thursday afternoon. Find video episodes on Facebook and YouTube. Listen to the audio version wherever you listen to podcasts.
And make sure to subscribe and leave us a review when you have a few extra minutes. The Arkansas AgCast is brought to you by Arkansas Farm Bureau. I'm Jason Brown.
And I'm John McMinn.
And we'll see you next week.